Yeah, let's do it.
Can you come on Thursdays to
We'll speak about it later.
entertain the crowd?
Yeah, I can sing.
Are you free? It's the first time I write something because for me this is an important event. And we first had Boyana before COVID. Yes, this is how we measure time now.
Yes, before COVID.
First it was Boyana and then it was COVID.
Yeah.
Boyana's first presentation was around 4 years ago, but I don't remember, was it here or at
It was here. It was here. Yeah.
One of the first at this venue, our new venue. And it was an amazing presentation. I always mention it as one of our best, to be honest. Some people remember that we were here.
So we have to compare now.
Oh, yes. No stress right now. No stress. Yeah.
What moved me personally then was Boyana's love and passion for photography. Not really. And from then we keep contact.
Yeah.
I keep telling her to join us, but she keeps refusing. Fotodos will be complete, I think, when Boyana joins us. So I won't take up any more of the time. I will leave you. I think you're better at entertaining than I am. So
thank you.
thank you so much for coming again and for everything. For everything.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. I was really Fotodos, and from the last time when I had talk here, we kept on being in the contact, and I see beautiful work that you are doing, and I do have wish to join you. I do have wish that I would contribute, but at the same time, I'm here in this beautiful exhibition. I say you have full walls of amazing job. You don't need more photographers here, guys. You're fine. You don't need more. Okay, so while you're getting entertained by my little stories there, just to tell you something about me, if you've never seen me before, I am almost 46 years old. I was born in Slovenia. I was studying photography in Prague, FAMU, still photography department. I met my ex-husband, Cypriot, one there. We were studying photography together. And then I went to study masters in documentary photography in Wales. So I was studying with the good guys like Ian Walker, Martin Parr, like most of my mates are world famous, while I decided to have family in Cyprus. And I'm a bit ironic about it, but I have a really beautiful life, so there is nothing to complain about. When I came here to Cyprus, I was a young mother. So while I was working, and I still am, a still photographer for Moderna, I do advertising, which is kind of still shot, model shooting, POP material. I have studio in Fotodos, and it's quite technical, so I am a geek. I love everything about technology. My technology is very old. I still use my Nikons. I have digital Hasselblad back, but nobody doesn't want this quality anymore, so I'm making my work faster. I learned that I don't always need to go the hard way. Now, if there is a step back in the quality, that is open for discussion. I do think that I could progress much more. I got kind of like settled and comfortable here. And at the same time, I'm grateful for it, because if you have a good name, people, they just come to you, and I feel that I am very, very lucky. So I continue working with photography. I do everything from, you will see later, like what you also see here on these shots here. I teach yoga. I am professional certificate yoga teacher. This is my friend Adi. You see him in the studio. What I do, I teach yoga. I was trained for craniosacral therapy, so I do body work, and I'm going from arts more towards the healing. But I really believe that arts and healing has much more in common, and it goes also with my spiritual path. So let's say when I do a photo shoot with a person, I'm calling them sacred portraits or sacred nudes. I do a small ritual, so if a person comes to me in the studio, we take, let's say, 2-3 hours of time, and I invite them to bring their personal objects, and we do storytelling, and then there is one object that speaks the most, and emotions are getting quite vivid, and I know that that is time to start shooting people. So it's everything kind of spiritual for me with photography. And for me, photography also is a good tool, because I always felt like I'm handicapped with my words, and let's say now I'm speaking with English language, which is not my mother language. I feel this privilege of, yes, photography does say 1,000 words, and sometimes I like to hide behind a picture. I'm more of an observer than being like an active member of society. So now, as the time is passing, and I decided to stay here in Cyprus, I feel that it's pretty much my home. I feel like this land called me to document the people, to document landscape, and I am really lucky with amazing friends that are here, that really support me, and also the muses, the sitters that are coming to me, that they trust me. So I would like to show you a little bit from here. If somebody wants to get a contact, on the end, going out, there is my small business card. You have my social media, my phone number, and the best way to go back in time is through my Instagram page, Bless This Mess Photography. Because here I have mixed of different works, from the times when I was photographer at TOC. For 2 years I was shooting all of the productions, so that gave me a really good insights on technical aspects of photography, and like when you have to work really, really fast. And then you have different kind of, the color profile is very horrible here. This is not my photograph, okay? This is not so yellowish at all. So yeah, my pictures are much more saturated. Now everything is reddish, but okay, you can get a feeling of it, what is interesting me. It's points like still lifes, people, places, everything that has some kind of story and emotional charge for me. Even places like weddings, let's say. I find weddings super, super inspiring. A lot of things are happening here, and like my documentarist is kicking in with all of the action and people dancing around. And I use very simple equipment. Lately I don't even use a flashlight anymore. I just do everything with the natural light. Churches here in Cyprus are beautiful. The light is amazing. Sometimes it gets really shadowy, sometimes I get overtones, but at the end I put things in Lightroom and I try to go really softly with them. But I think that it gives them like kind of distinctive look. Like it's a bit scrappy, a little bit streety, it's not so perfect, but still it's kind of my spirit. So I do fashion, I shoot whatever I find interesting. Like let's say here we have these two lovers. I found them in Amsterdam on the streets. Sorry, it's getting hot. I'm getting off. Okay, So we have landscapes, we have pictures from theater, very, very low lighting, a lot of special props, and I enjoyed working in talk a lot. There were big sets with many actors, and again, the work had to be fast for every person, completely adjusted. Every kind of director was having completely different kind of desire what they want to do. So it was a good challenge for me. So yeah, the pictures here, the color profile is really bad. So he looks like a pink in his face, but it's not like that. But you get the idea of things that I'm working, I hope so. Did anybody see these pictures out there? They were published, right? Okay. Like these kind of shootings, that was really demanding with the low light. And I call everything that I do, I call document. For me, photography is expression of a memory. And if somebody goes on Bless This Mess Instagram, and when you see all of the little squares, what is happening, I realize that there is a lot about women. I would say that the women are my main muses. I really want them to realize how beautiful they are, how powerful they are. And let's say with this lady here, she was wounded. She had this huge scar here, and in general, she believed that she's an ugly woman. And what I do, I call them sacred nudes. In studio, I shoot women that they recovered from cancer or serious accidents, and their bodies are not like ideal of beauty. But after we do the photo shoot and I deliver actual prints to them, they are almost everybody, they start crying because they realize that some kind of beauty is radiating from them, and that is kind of my big satisfaction and pleasure that photography brings me. And yeah, a lot about women. But the problem with the nudes is that everything is done in complete, it's confidential. So if I don't get agreement from a person, I never publish these photos. So what happened to me past 2 months, I was doing sacred nudes in nature. I was shooting on the birth, so I have actual documentation of the birth, how it goes from the end to the start. And the work is amazing, but I cannot publish it, especially here in Cyprus, because everybody knows each other. You cannot put your neighbor naked out there. So I think it's not the time yet for that work to be released, but I'm working on it. I hope I will live so long that I can put that pictures out. The weddings, I mentioned the weddings. I find them really interesting, and also the portraits. And I love seeing not just the theater, but any kind of performances. Whatever people call me, I try to do. I promise to myself that for 1 year, I'm just going to say yes. Like, say to me to come to shoot the birthday party of your son, I'm there. Show it, like whatever. If you're if your wife wants to have sexy images, I will make them, no problem. Like, just call me, people, and I'm going to do whatever comes to me. I'm kind of like photographic slut right now. And this is one image that I would like to start speaking, not entertain you anymore now. It's called Wintering. It's a series of 3 pictures together. And I was invited by Marisa. She is curator at Apotheques Papadaki Gallery in Limassol in 2021, Susan? 21. It was 2021. There was an exhibition, group exhibition called Intimacy. And she asked me if I could put my work in for this exhibition. And I was just going through my divorce. It was horrible times. So I was completely unstimulated to do something about intimacy, because it's such a paradox. Intimacy is something that you're very close to somebody, when you feel pleasure and you're open, and I was just in the opposite way. I was closed and I was suffering and I was grieving. So it was kind of huge fight going on with me. And I said to her, okay, yes, I will do something, but I didn't know what I'm going to do. So the time was passing. Marisa was waiting for my work, and I still didn't get no images. And I was in Slovenia, it was frozen, everything was frozen. Landscape was full of snow and ice, and it was monotonous. It was so very boring. And I realized that the landscape is pretty much describing how I feel inside. I felt very frozen and monotonous. I basically didn't have some kind of spark to live. So I communicated this to Marisa. I said to her, listen, I don't have no images. I feel shitty. I don't know what to do. I'm not inspired. And she said, well, yeah, do that. You're not inspired. Do something with that. And I was like, wow, okay. And then I started looking into what I would. So at the same time, I started getting a beautiful, beautiful love messages from a man that I wasn't able to love back. And he was a writer, and his messages was the same, like such a big contradiction. How one person has such a deep feelings, and another person doesn't have no feelings at all. And I said, okay, there is something going on. Take this material and use it for your work. Use it for intimacy. So again, I communicated to Marisa, and she said, yes, you can combine photographs and the letters together. So I asked that man for permission. I was very sincere with him that I cannot return him no feelings, but I really find poetry in his words. If I can take his words and use them for my work, and he gave me permission. And it was in Slovenian writing. So I asked my friend Susan, who she is also a published writer, magician with the words. I asked her if she can help me with translation for this work. So I decided to do a triptych for the gallery. So there are 3 pictures of frozen landscape with 3 love letters. And it was the first time that I started using watercolor on prints. So because the ones that you were on the first presentation, you heard me how obsessed I am with the final print. One of my education is also, I'm a graphic engineer, so I know everything about production of the paper. And I really appreciate the handwork, the structure, I appreciate the ink. Like I usually print everything on Hanemile paper. So I have my friend Stelios here, which he's not today here, but he's brilliant because I always go to him to print and I bother him until we're not done perfectly. Bless him. And then I have my friend Adi, who is sitting there. When I think in the Corona times, right, we started sitting outside in the parks and painting, so he's always bringing his watercolors, and I got my little book, and he borrowed me his colors first, and he gave me his beautiful, beautiful brushes to try, and I said, oh, I need to try watercolor on my prints to see how this looks like. So you can see here, but it's still not very well. Up there, there's some like little dots. If you would see the actual print, the dots are dissolving on matte paper, and it's very, very nice feeling, like a little sparks, dark sparks happening in this frozen landscape. So I will close this thing now to show you how it really looks like. And if you have any questions in between, please just stop me, because I see myself that I'm speaking like crazy. No? No questions. So this means that you're not boring. I hope so. So this is wintering. I will show you the big screen. You full screen mode. So let's go closer. So this work was sold, and I don't have original. I said to the lady if she can send me, and she sent me this quite shitty print picture. But you can imagine, right? You can see that the landscape, frozen landscape, with some colors, and then on the side here you have love letters. And translation to English was very, very, very moving. So there is this contradiction happening. Like there was this, like a trunk of the tree who was looking like a body of a woman upside down. And I use the red color because red color represents a passion. Like red color inside of the frozen landscape. And then if you see the words next to it. Yeah?
The color is ink or water?
Watercolor. It's watercolor. Yeah, thank you for asking me.
So did you paint on the print?
Yes, it's only just the beginning of me started experimenting with the color on the print. So here you can actually read also, and you can see my typography, which is nice touch. I don't know, but maybe I can read you. Are you interested about this or not?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If you're not, just say. Okay, so.
Oh yeah? Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
The text on the right,
Yeah.
it's the original?
So the text on the right, it's original translated to English. The
Awesome.
love letter was written in Slovenian.
And whose handwriting?
Mine. But it's my normal, I don't pretend. This is how I do it, but people don't know how to read after me. Yeah, I would need a psychologist for this for sure. So it says, I can't stop thinking about you. I so wanted to kiss you. It seemed natural to me to go into you. We must not forcibly open the door to the end. They will open on their own when the time comes. Your shadow is beautiful. I do not divide you into light and dark side. If you want, accept me into your shadow too, so that you don't have the feeling that you are completely alone with her. No need to impose meaningless responsibilities on yourself. So what was funny for me as an artist, it's when this work was exposed, nobody didn't realize that these are letters of somebody else. They thought that they are my letters for somebody. And it was such a good switch of how art is working. When you put something out, it works like a healing tool for yourself. You filter some emotions, you put from shape together. Like, let's say, for this man that I was not able to return love, at the end, he gave me a blessing to use it for something, and something stayed behind, and he was happy with that. And now it's hanging on somebody's home walls, and that person who has it home has another emotional charge about it again. So I'm really grateful to Marisa that she pushed me when I was in the most shitty place to do something like that. And this is my start with watercolor and add this input that I started playing with the print. So I will not put you more of these pictures because they are really not good quality. And it's actually the first time that I speak about my drawing. I didn't know until today that I will try to do that because I'm not an artist in that way, but I'm going out of my safety mode, which is good, I guess. So this is what I do. It comes from the fascination for the paper, my graphic background, and a kind of this dissolving of the watercolor and the pencil. My first degree was civil engineering. At that time, we were still using the pencil in our hands. We had to do 3mm pattern for armature and stuff like that. And the feeling of holding a pencil stayed inside of my DNA, I think so. And then the graphics, the admiration for the paper, and then how this chemistry is working into and absorbing around. It's kind of like meditation. I'm not really skilled with that, but it's something that I'm just playing with now. So what I'm doing, I am scribbling these kind of things, and then it comes somewhere out on photographs. So it's quite childish. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just playing with the shapes.
What do you consider the final work? The actual print or the photograph of the print?
No, this is kind of a stages. This is like
You do that on paper.
I do this on the paper.
Then you photograph.
Yes.
So for you, which is the final product?
The final product I'm going to show you, it comes out in the series. This is kind of meditation and preparation for something. Like I sit down with all of the emotions, whatever stuff is happening, and I start working with the pen first, and then I go with the watercolor. And it becomes some kind of, again, emotional charge. And then I leave it to sit there until I go to another series. And then when another series happens, I can incorporate this pattern to the next one. So I'm going to show you what I did now. And just for the ones who you weren't here at the first time, I don't know if you remember, I did this work. That is kind of the foundation of the thing that I'm doing now also. So this is 6x6 how you say slide. I forgot, diapositive. Oh my God, it went out of my head. Nobody doesn't use it anymore. So it was an experiment because negative is so sacred for photographer. What happens if I cut it off, like destroy the sacred thing, okay, and then glue it back on the film in the rounded mode? It was kind of just curiosity, like the child has a little piano and he wants to destroy it in order to see what is inside. But it has very much also the qualities of a painting, because what I was interested about, it's about these little things, what happens when things, they go really larger, and when the glue starts gluing, you know, like how you say, it activates some kind of different level inside of the slide. So this kind of abstraction happens. But still you can see here that it's a landscape. So keep in mind now, this image and the drawings that I was doing. Oh my God, time is running. Okay, I have so many things. I need to come straight to the point. You have to remind me to stop, to shut up. The last series that I did now for exhibition in Limassol, it was again a group exhibition called 3 Layers of Skin. Cheers. It was something that it was difficult for me to do again. So 3 layers of skin. Maybe you've seen that one. Colors are horrible again. Where are you? Full screen. Yeah, it's merged to yellow and orangey and everything. But so 3 layers of skin was group exhibition happening this summer in Limassol, and the description of curator, it was more about this kind of sensorial 3 layers of skin. So my first idea was to do something that is more sexual or provocative, something with a body, something more steamy and erotic. But then I was like, oh, I'm here in Cyprus where I'm going to get my models with whatever is happening. Again, no muses like that. So I asked one of my beautiful friends that I want to do something with women again, because women are my muses. So I went to study epidermis of the skin, and I have seen these microscopic pictures of epidermis. And I was so fascinated because you can see this kind of geometry is happening, and it reminded me of my drawings when you're doing the fractals, and then you can do mandala out of that, so it becomes something really, really graphical again. And I got this idea, and it just kind of became the title in me, like God is swimming in you, because we have this sea under our skin, and it's full of like little shapes, and if you go really close to the skin, it becomes like an abstract cosmos, like a universe. So I wanted to get somebody that is going to show me the skin, that is not afraid to be naked in front of the camera. And then at the same time, looking at that picture of epidermis, I remember that I did this summer a shot in Akamas, slow motion shot of the sea that has this kind of streams of water that they become very cottonish soft-like, and then little kind of rocks that it reminded me of the shot of epidermis. I just had to twist it, and I knew that basically I shot at the sea, but it looks like the skin, which was really, really nice discovery and paradox for me. So I knew that I want to shoot a naked woman. I will make 3 photos again, and the last picture is going to be this sea, like a symbol of getting closer to the skin. And the lady who agreed that I'm going to shoot her, I told her that she's going to be exhibited in Limassol. She was fine with that, to show her face and everything. So we went to shoot her on the sea under a burning light, which was like very, very courageous of her. And I don't know if you remember, and I forgot to prepare this image of Aphrodite. There is this image of Aphrodite when she's like going up from the shelf, and she has this kind of covering her genitals and having hands. So that picture is reference on that Venus or Aphrodite coming out of the sea. So I wanted her to be centered and to have the same gesture. And this is what it happens with our ex-lovers. And I took a chance and I asked her, well, would you agree to be shot with him naked? And she was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know what he will say. I was like, okay, this is our roles as photographers also, that we push people a little bit in the uncomfortable zones also. And I didn't know for myself how I'm going to feel with 2 naked people who used to be lovers on the beach. I mean, so you have to take full credibility and be capable to be next to this emotional bomb that can explode every moment. So he agreed. He agreed to go and to be shot naked. So we went on the beach, and it was also a very emotional ritual. I said to them, guys, I don't want to interfere you. We are here to shoot for 3 layers of the skin. I want to show that you guys are still blended somehow, so I want to make out of your naked bodies a landscape. But I don't want it to be too romantic, I don't want it to be too, I don't know, sweet. I want it to have this kind of interweaving body parts, and I didn't know what I'm going to do until the last moment. So we were together on the beach maybe 3-4 hours, and there was a lot of crying, there was a lot of talking, there was time when I gave them space, there were times that they invited me, so it had to be done super respectful under burning sun. It was like 40 degrees, so it was really difficult shot. And what I did series of nudes for them, to keep them, to have it as their own medicine. Because afterwards, they've seen this picture, they sat down, they talk, they're still separated, but I feel like the photography was kind of a tool for them to go for the next level of their friendly partnership. So that was a really good session for them. At the same time, I chose one picture that you can see that there is a man and a woman, that there is some kind of discrete thing, but at the same time you can see like the pores, like the pimples, the hair. It's not retouched. There is a nipple that it's like a little, you don't know really what is going on, but I think it's really nice description of long shot skin, micro shot of skin, which is abstract going to see, and then coming to middle plane somewhere that you know that their bodies together. And what was happening here, that I was using pencil. So if you come closer to this, 1 second, you can see that every picture has a little, like a very gentle, everybody in the way hiding somehow, and the sea is everywhere. I mean, we are in Cyprus, so it came out so good knowing that I can put this sea everywhere. And this also comes back to the title, God is swimming to you, referring to the fractals and the drop of the sea that it's in all of us. I don't know, does it make sense? Or am I too abstract now? Or am I... Do you understand, or am I? I could find these little fractals like this at the back of the stones. Like he has these little hairs and the pimples going on. And there is like one detail like, oh wow, but there is a fractal also. So if you enlarge everything big enough, you see how similar things are. So this is one of the works that I would like to continue. God is swimming with you. It's happening now. I shot it a couple again, and a lady. I don't have yet permission to publish it, but if somebody knows somebody that they agreed to be shot naked and they're not ashamed that they can be exposed, please come to me and tell me about it. There's nothing, it's nothing sexual in it. It's a document of a kind of vulnerability, and this realization how similar we all are in the way. Yeah, so somebody knows somebody, I'm looking for my users just to know. So this would be, this is nice one. This is, here you can read something that it's already there. So it's funny because when you spend time with your print and then you allow that you explore it with the outline or even with the color, it kind of another sensation happens as a, let's say, because I consider myself being traditional photographer. I mean, I was the one who was doing gelatin prints and having seen our big format camera shooting architecture, so I know how much suffer it is to go from this box and the fun that I'm doing now. So I'm kind of like freeing myself as a photographer now. It's much more fun.
What do you use to trace the outline of the fractals?
This was a very soft pencil, B5. I love it. Yeah.
B5 eventually rubs off.
Yes.
Okay.
Photographer with one lens. I don't have zoom, even you have so much better lens than I have. I have 35 car's eyes, which means I have to come so close to people. I don't have any kind of special lights. I have a special empathy and admiration for the mothers and grandmothers, and I love when children are raw and playful in churches and nobody doesn't tame them down. I go sometimes to shoot, even that was a birthday party. So it's kind of the, you go to the family and you understand how much effort everybody are putting inside of this community to work out. Like this grandmother, for the first time seeing her granddaughter from America, it was really, really amusing to see that she has much more bigger interest in the cake than in her grandfather. Yeah, it doesn't look like, wow, it's kind of like, great, yeah, and then a granddaughter from America. It's like, it's something that they're going to treasure with her home, in their homes again. And it's kind of the work that nobody from photographers doesn't show.
I don't know why you're so subconscious about this, because first thing that comes into my mind is Martin Park, with
Wow.
the same thing.
Really, I don't see it this way, but thank you, Marna.
No. I mean, look at this one.
Yeah, that was, but the colors are so awful. We need to do color profile here. It's like really, really orangey and too hot, and it's not, my prints are much more saturated.
You know what they remind me as well is, you know, that exhibition, The Family of Man. You know?
Nah.
All human life is here.
Yeah.
It's, has that feeling about it.
Yeah. So like I just put this file together to show you very raw and honestly of some documentary images that I treasure very much. And I treasure this land that is giving me bread and people who allow me to come closer to them and shoot them. And even like this passing by ceremony in the wedding, I find it so aesthetically beautiful, and how people wear their costumes and how they greet each other. And I love this tradition. I don't have it from my own country, so when I see it and I can witness it here in Cyprus, it makes me feel very, very humble. I think it's a strength of the Cypriots.
You're not using flash?
Very rarely, especially with children, because I want to protect them. I have this mama instinct going on non-stop. I don't use flash on them. It makes them cry. They're already so very, very stressed. So I don't mind if, I don't mind if the light is not so perfect and the shadows are very, very strong.
But if you're shooting commercially,
yeah.
Don't you want it well lit or anything? Or?
No, let me show you my commercial fun, okay? Fashion. I love shooting fashion. I'm a woman, I'm always sporty, but when I see a beautiful woman, I enjoy. So this is where I use flash. I really like that. You full screen? Yeah. So slideshow. This is the fashion flashlight tungsten, first tungsten, and then I fire it up. I have really nice, again, horrible lights. My equipment is very basic, Nicholas. I have 2 salt boxes, couple of tungsten lights, 1 flash. On the daylight, when you shoot in the sparkling material, it all reflects so much, and I don't have no assistants to help me. I always do everything alone. Nobody to carry soft boxes around. So when we shoot, it's my adrenaline fires up. I really like. Basically, I like to limit myself with equipment in order to use the best that I can with what I have. Thank you. Yeah.
Besides, I think when you're shooting with flash,
yeah,
it becomes so unpleasantly cold.
Yes.
I mean, you present an event with flash photographs,
yeah,
and it's just like, I don't know, looking onto a newspaper.
Yes, plastic fantastic. I call it plastic fantastic.
But it's not good. It's not. I don't consider it normal. I never use flash.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Because I think it just makes things look unnatural.
Yeah. I like extremes. I like Marty Pan flash because it's like, it's really pop.
But he uses it differently.
Yeah, he's using it completely different. But I see that the flash is taking me away from my people. Flash makes like a wall between our hearts, and people are stepping back. I don't want to step back, I want to come forward.
Either that or they put out the plastic smile.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing. The other thing is that I don't shoot me now. Yeah, so that was a little bit of my fashion fun. And we have to finish, Doros, right? We need to have discussion.
Yes.
I have so many things. Okay, shall I just finish or yeah?
Show as many pictures as you can.
I would really like to hear you, what questions you have, or if I can serve anything else. There behind, I see you feeling like something is going on. Just spill it out. Tell me.
I really like your I like the fact that you shooting inside with no flash, and most of the pictures. Some of the pictures outside, you choose to use flash, and you control things, and you put a different perspective on the subject.
Thank you. Are you a photographer also?
Yes, right.
And do you use flashlight?
I work as a commercial photographer.
Your name?
Michael Harris.
Heropoli Mihali.
I worked for 15 years as a commercial photographer.
Ooh. Wow, mashallah.
Now I'm a a graphic designer in the Ministry of Education.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
I still should improve myself.
Okay. Yeah. Good medicine. Hello.
Hi, Boyana.
How are you, dear?
Fine, fine. I wanted to ask, because you work also commercially, when you do your own thing,
Yeah.
how do you switch? How do you, these fun photos, the photos that you do for yourself, is it like it's impulsive, it's compulsive, you need to do them, or it's a sporadic thing, and how do you switch mode from the more professional or...
Yeah, this is really good question, Alexander. I think it's part of my alter egos. I do everything instantly. I don't know, maybe it's a woman multitasking thing also, but the more challenged I am, the more fired up I am. And I'm never tired. It's really funny. It's like, give me challenge and I'm happy. And I think I felt this the most when I was working for Prague, because sometimes they were really big productions. And when you have a crew of 30 people and you have to shoot, first you do like commercial portrait, the next thing you do low light group shot. So you have to go from this setting to that settings in 1 minute. Somehow I just know I have very basic equipment and I know it so well. So technically goes. I think sometimes much more challenging for photographer is to get synchronized emotionally. So let's say when you wake up and you have a very bad day, you're half sick, and you need to go in an event that there are 300 people there and you need to shoot them. So how do you switch from that mindset to that mindset? Because when you work with people, you have to be really open and fast and straightforward. And I think what really helps me is my yoga and meditation practice. This is why I said on the beginning that it's all connected.
From what you appear, it's hard for you to be detached in a way.
Yeah.
So even if you do a plate or some ribbon or something, you are somehow emotionally concerned.
I always get, but it's part of the spirituality being like these photographers. Yes, like I have here my Tai Chi sisters also. We are practicing Tai Chi for how many? 8 years. You know what it is when you move really slow, but you engage with the energy. It's like, look, we are all engaged now. Let's do that. Let's dance this thing. So you go from one project to another thing, and you're just playing as a child all the time. If you manage to play, then you're the luckiest person alive.
From one to the other, you say.
Yes.
And it's very obvious on what you're showing. I mean, you show nude, you show plants, which is now behind you.
Oh, my plants, yeah, I love the plants.
And anything in between
Yeah.
is done with pleasure, I guess.
Yeah, everything. And the people, whoever comes to me to be shotted, I realize that they came for a reason to also give me a message. Like, how many people does it have experience with coming somebody to you, get naked and allowed to get shot?
Yes, because you're doing the two taboos of art photography. Notes,
I wish.
Notes and plants.
I wish.
Those two are nominals, but you're doing it, and you're doing things in between, so it's nice to see it from the same photography.
Thank you.
It's interesting.
I really feel that I have to thank you again for this presentation. What you do when you do this with presenting your work, it's not presenting your work, it's presenting yourself. And this is a huge lesson for everyone, that we need to be more open and more honest. Thank you. And you are a role model for me. Every time I see you presenting your work, or even just talking, I get things, and of course you have the education, you have the background, and all the weapons to become a free artist, which is very, very important. And I also congratulations for achieving this.
Thank you.
Because it's not easy. I consider the road you took and your whole journey was not easy. I remember even from the previous presentation. It's not all rosy, or it's a struggle. And I'm happy to see that you're always feeling on top of things, seemingly. Not, it's not always like this, but you're on a good journey.
Thank you.
Nice to see. Nice to communicate with this. However, whatever opinion we have on what art should be and how we should manipulate photography and all these AI and all these things, they're all just subjects. The important thing is the person and the journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Doris.
Thank you.
Did somebody record that? Don't shoot me, you shoot him. I could put it on my bedtimes to lift up my spirit, Doris, okay? Yeah.
One thing I would like to say is two big windows, and that's it. So sometimes we face people who they try to start photography and they say, what camera shall I buy?
Yeah, not important.
It's not the camera.
Not important.
This is the one that like to tell you. And the other is you are very honest. So the way your presentation shows that you are very honest and working things. And that's why you are doing very difficult projects, like take pictures of negative. It's very, it's not easy at all. I have the experience and I know very well how difficult it is.
Nice, will you tell me about your experience? I would like to learn from you.
About taking pictures of negative.
Yes.
We have a huge difference.
Okay.
I'm a man.
Yes.
I have a negative woman.
Yes.
It's different relation.
I do. I always say that I'm very lucky to be a woman photographer. Yeah.
I will never succeed in such a picture. I cannot imagine myself or she have a male photographer just opposite start like so it's very, very, very successful.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for it.
Thank you, I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you, be well. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very strange question. How do you choose your subjects? Speak about
I don't choose them, they choose me.
They choose them.
Yes, I just say yes to everything. This is why I'm saying to you that I'm a slut of photography.
But it's okay, but it's not enough for me.
No.
If you have a project like the 3D layers of skin, but I don't speak specifically about that. You were looking for somebody, for example.
Yes.
Or maybe somebody where they choose you it means that you go in love with that somehow, no?
For sure, it's always really deep connection happens.
How does it happen? No? In both cases.
How? Yeah.
Can you describe it?
I think it's very. Most important thing is for people to feel safe with you.
Trust it is.
And trust.
Yes, but leave some room to the media to express by itself.
Yes.
So you plan your project, but you leave some room to the media, and you are open to happy accidents, and you are not planning exactly what to do, but you are happy to see something. I have that feeling that you are happy to see something you don't expect to.
Yes, but this is exactly what you're saying about the life. Isn't life like that? You don't know what's going to be tomorrow.
Boyana, if you, the way you work, I can understand it because I try to be like that.
Yeah.
If you're open to your subject, if you go in front of somebody that you will photograph, and you present yourself openly, then it's realized by the other side. And they open up. It's in your cycle.
Transmitter, receiver, receiver, transmitter.
Right. And this cannot be managed. It comes out by itself. If you go there with a plastic smile and say, can I take your they freeze. It's just the expression of your face and you're in the self that allows them to see that you mean no harm, or that you open to them and they open up to you. It's totally different.
How can you say no to Boyana?
No, I have one big obstacle, and it's that I'm a foreigner and I still don't speak Greek. So that is, here it's really
sometimes
difficult.
that helps.
Yeah, because I don't need to understand everything. I can focus for exactly what is important for sure.
Not only that,
you're not
generally,
so you could be trusted more. Than Cyprus.
You think so? So you shouldn't traumatize myself about this thing. No, I tried. I went so many times to learn, but I'm the worst student ever.
That might be
that's what we're
okay. Yes, I'm happy to hear anything from anybody. Like, yes, please, I'm here now. So, Maria, you're smiling. What do you think?
Oh, I love your work.
Yeah.
I'm not that crazy.
Maria, she's amazing also with the night photography. How do I say it correctly? Please tell me.
It's astrophotography.
Astrophotography. Yeah. Yes.
One last question. I remember I met you, or I saw your work at an exhibition.
I remember exactly.
Not too many years ago.
Yes, in Opus 39.
That work amazing.
Yeah.
But I think because it was moving, it was very introvert, it was very Slovenian, it was very much about the printing. And I found like now it blossomed into something much more clear. And in fact, that collage, that cartoon stick, was kind of the opening, the last big picture, whereas all the others were. Is that, how do you feel about that work? Or it's like you said, life changes.
It's like old me.
It's an old...
It's this curiosity, it still stayed in me, but it's not so much into the squares. Now I'm more fluid, now I'm more playful. I also feel like that as I'm aging as a woman, I am much more confident and soft and relaxed in this body. I don't give a shit anymore.
Amoebal forms.
Yeah. So that was rigid. Thank you. Anybody else? No. Okay, I'd love to hear about your work. So if somebody wants to exchange stories, I said we are going to go for a beer to Sarah's Jazz Club. If somebody wants to come and have a chat, please do so.
Thank you.
Thank you.